to make a website in an hour, half an hour. Just having a single website ready.
I never make blogs, so I will always want to know.
You can choose them. I can copy
Well,
it.
I would like to know about Joomla.
Joomla. Okay, cool.
Joomla, what is Joomla?
So we start with Joomla. What is Joomla? Nowadays you see everything is turning to open source. The reason for the open source is many people, they complain and they just say, oh, it's very easy for the hackers to know about the system and they can easily hack it. But the reality is not that, because open source is so many people, they're sharing their knowledge, they try to fix the problem on the coding. You can see the example of the coding we have here. If someone else look at it, might find the easier way of doing it, a better way of doing it, or even find a way to expand it, make it better, adding more functions to it. So it's better to have access to the source. And nowadays everything is just a matter of sharing knowledge. What is Joomla? Joomla is a group of people that came together to develop an open source website platform, which simply, all you need to do, having one database and installing the application. I'll show you how this will work. Very simple. My favorite hosting company is GoDaddy. I don't know if any of you ever heard about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Go Mummy as well. No?
Huh?
Go Mummy. Let's go Mummy.
I'll go here. Okay. GoDaddy have different package for the hosting. All you need to do, just having the hosting, and obviously you can use your computer at home as well to use it as a hosting, and assign a domain name to it, putting a mask, which I will explain that one as well. So simply you can have your website, which is accessible from all over the world. You don't need a static IP, you don't need anything. All you need is computer, which is switched on, and so you can buy it for £50 even the old computers, and you can run your. Obviously the bandwidth will be the problem, but if you want to have a basic website and you don't want to pay money for the hosting, but the hosting they have here is quite a good package and affordable, like that £3, £4 per month, and you can have a massive hostings. And one of the one that I have here. So as simple as that, you just buy a hosting package, you have a username, you have a password. You just log into your account. Different hosting companies, they offer different layout and different way, but the logic is exactly the same. You will have a list of domains that you already registered. Like, for example, what annoys me the most.com. I quite like that name, so one day I will make a website with that, but not yet. And these are four of the domain I already have with GoDaddy. And web hosting. These are the different hosting that I already have. So these are the available ones that you can do whatever you want. When you buy a hosting from a company, you normally have to assign that hosting to a domain name that you already bought from them, or you have it from somewhere else, or you can assign the DNS, which I don't want to go to so much technicality. I just want to focus on how to make a Joomla website. All you need to do first, you just, after you assign your domain to the hosting, which is probably it's quite easy step. If you don't know, the hosting company will help you with that. You will have a dashboard. In dashboard, it depends on which company you're using. They give you database MySQL. So probably you see here, I have used one of the 10. So, oh sorry, this one I just came to the wrong one. Sorry, let's just go back to the. I want to show it on this. Every hosting you get comes with different number of MySQL accounts that you can make. You can make as many database they give you. So some of them.
Sorry to disturb me, you say and asking questions. Alright. Are you restricted to MySQL for databases?
Well, what happens, open source, like Joomla or WordPress, they all need database. And all of them, they work with MySQL. It's very simple, you don't need to know anything about MySQL. So I'm telling you, you don't need to know anything about PHP, you don't need to know anything about programming. You can have your website still.
database support with forms which users would come in and put in information that you go and put in database.
Yeah,
You
well,
do all that without doing any programming.
yeah, exactly. This package will do everything for you. You don't need to know anything.
That's nice.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's the beauty of the open source. You just, some people who don't know about it, they just do it for fun or for money or whatever.
But if you want to use another database apart from SQL, then you might have to do some coding yourself.
I'm not sure about that. I can't really give that answer because I've always been using this MySQL. I'm not sure if how you can use the other ones, like probably Access or the other databases. But because MySQL is open source, when you're talking about open source, you're talking about MySQL as well. Everything is open source, so people just go throughout the open source. So simple as that. You see the list of the MySQL I have. I already made two because it takes time. Like sometimes up to 24 hours to set up or half an hour. So I did it yesterday. It's much easier. But if you want to make one, it's very simple. You just write the name of the database that you want to call it. So, for example, we call it SD Society, and that will be the description. I can call it as well the same thing. So, SD Society. Depends which computer this database is running on. So the similarity of the name is really important in that specific computer for the database name. So you try to choose something that's quite different. And the name, you can just, at this stage, just we call it, for example, SD Society and @ at the end. So that, not very advanced one. Well, actually, sorry, I cannot use the same name as the name of the database. So it's better to choose another thing, another name. Maybe Aberdeen 20. And it doesn't really matter what password I'm using. Just want to show you that. Okay, so now the MySQL version is fine, everything's already set. That's it. You see that this one is making a database for you. All you need to know about database, that's it. What name, what password, how to set a password. Password should have a capital @, same as everything else is. You just make a database. Okay, so I made the database before for this to explain it today because it takes a wee while to run. So what happens when this one is set up? At the moment you see that it's pending setup. When it goes to setup state, so that means it's ready. It doesn't normally take a long time, but I already made this one. So I'll show you on this. When you click on that, doesn't matter. Have you ever used a PHP admin for the excuse me? Oh, this one's already ready. You see that? So this one's already made database that we just made. What was that?
You said Aberdeen something.
SD Society, right?
Was it? Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
The password, yeah.
the username.
Society. And password was. Well, have you any of you ever seen any database layouts yet? I'll just send another one to just show you the idea of the layout for a database, how to use it, just give you a glance. So I'm using my other company that I have for accounts that I'm using for the database as well. I should show you in here. Let's just make it easy. Really the same concept exactly, but